All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your Backlash review for May 6th, 2023. And I'm also going to do the Smackdown review from Friday, May 5th. I was like, fuck it, let's just combine the two reviews together. Just easier that way. 'Cause I usually like to upload the Smackdown reviews on the weekend, but with a pay-per-view, I said, fuck it, let's just upload both reviews. Backlash was an okay show. I give it about a 6 out of 10. Shit that I like, shit that I didn't like. Stuff that I liked was the opening match, Bianca versus Io Sky. I thought it was a solid opener. And you had Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. I thought they fucking killed it. The hell of a street fight. And Carlito came back. Salvio Vega, he's a fight during Attitude Era. Not sure. I don't remember him being a big star back then, but he might have been. I don't know. I don't remember. And then and then the stuff I didn't like, Cody Rhodes blocked Lesnar, the finish at the end. Thought that was like a real snap win for Cody, like a quick win, surprise win. So they'll probably have a rematch. Didn't like the Omos Seth Rollins match. I thought that match sucked. And then you had Rhea Ripley versus Lena Vega. I thought that was the worst match of the night. Best match was a street fight. And so yeah, that was pretty much preview for Backlash. All right, let's get into the matches. All right, first match we got Bianca Belair versus Io Sky for the SmackDown Women's Title. Sky hit a double stomp on Bianca's hands. Then she hit another double stomp on Bianca's chest for a 2 count. Bianca hit a backbreaker, and then she hit a suplex. And then Bianca planted Sky with one arm. She picked her up with two arms for a military press, but then she let go of one of her arms, and she lifted her with one arm or whatever. And then and she planted Sky face first. It was probably a botch, I think. And then Bianca hit a springboard moonsault for a near fall. Io Sky hit a drop kick, and then Sky drove Bianca's face into the mat for a 2 count. Io Sky landed a moonsault on Bianca on the outside. And then she tossed her back in the ring for a near fall. And then Bianca powerbomb Sky from the top rope. That was fucking insane for a 2 count. And then here comes Io Sky's crew, Damage Control, Bailey and Dakota Kai. The ref's occupied with Bailey. So this gives the opportunity for Dakota Kai to kick Bianca in the face. And then Io Sky went to the top rope. Bailey was grabbing Bianca's hair on the outside. The ref saw it. It's like, what the fuck you doing? And then Io Sky, I think she hit her moonsault. And then Bianca kicked out, and then Bianca hit the KOD for the win. Solid opening match. Start the pay-per-view. All right. Next up, we got Seth Rollins. Where is it? There you go. Seth Rollins versus Omos. MVP in Omos's corner. Omos attacked Seth while the whole crowd was singing his fucking song. Pretty much said, fuck this. And then Omos hit a shoulder tackle on Seth Rollins. Seth pushed Omos into the ring post. And then Omos chokeslammed Seth Rollins onto the apron. Omos threw Seth back in the ring. Seth hit a knee to the face. And then he hit a tornado DDT. Seth Rollins went up to the top rope for a frog splash. Omos kicked out. And then Seth went for the curb stomp. Omos powered out of that. And then Seth hit two curb stomps this time. Then you got a 2 count. And then he hit a curb stomp from the top rope for the win. So it was a pretty sick finish, but most of the match fucking sucked. All right, next up we got the triple threat match for the U.S. title. Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, and Bronson Reed. Lashley hit a clothesline on Bronson Reed. And then Lashley hit a suplex on Theory. Reed jumped from the fucking second rope on the apron on Lashley on the outside. That was fucking insane. This guy is fucking 300 pounds or some shit. Broke Lashley's face. And then Lashley locked in the Hurt Lock on Austin Theory. Austin Theory transitioned it into a pin. And then Theory moved out the way. And then Bronson Reed jumped off the top rope and hit a splash on Lashley. Lashley hit a spear on Bronson Reed, and then Austin Theory threw Bobby Lashley out of the ring, and then Theory pinned Reed for the win. So Austin Theory retains the U.S. title. So he's going to go with SmackDown now. So we'll see who he feuds with next. All right, next up we got Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega for the Raw Women's title. Rhea hit a powerbomb to start the match for a 2 count. And then Zelina Vega hit a Meteora for a near fall. And then Rhea hit the Riptide for the win. Wasn't that long of a match. I think it went like 5 minutes. So yeah, that was the worst match of all the matches. All right, next up, we got the San Juan Street Fight with Damian Priest and Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny hit the Michinoku driver, and then Damian hit South of Heaven chokeslam. It's a chokeslam where he sits down with the guy when he hits it or whatever. I think he's the only one that does that. And then so he goes for the 2 count, and then he pulls him back up. Like, fuck this, I want to whoop this guy's ass more. And then Bad Bunny threw a chair in Damian's face. And then Bunny hit a fuck. What the Right. Yeah, so Bunny hit a tornado DDT. And then Bunny hit a cross body on the outside, and then he landed a Falcon Arrow for a 2 count. Bad Bunny grabbed a trash can, and then Damian kicked him when he was about to attack him. He was about to leave the ring or whatever. And then Bad Bunny, he was about to attack Priest, and hold on. Oh, so he kicked him with a trash can, and then then they go to the crowd on one of those the WWE equipment cases, those silver and black ones. And then Damian Priest put Bad Bunny through a table with the fucking Falcon Arrow. That was insane. And then you had a whole bunch of referees and shit come out. Adam Pearce, they're checking on Big Bad Bunny or whatever. And then Damian Priest is like, fuck this. So he puts Bad Bunny on his back and he carries him back to the ring. And then Bad Bunny hit Priest with the chain. It was a steel chain. He had a bunch of weapons that he brought into the ring. And the shopping cart or whatever Bad Bunny did. So he grabbed a steel chain and hit him with it. And Priest begs Bad Bunny not to hit him with a chair. Damian kicks him in the face. And then here comes Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio. Ray comes out and then Ray gets his ass kicked. And then Carlito in the face. People who don't want to be cool. He comes out. This is probably the best moment of the night. He attacks Judgment Day. This guy's fucking jacked, man. They should bring him back to WWE full time. And then Ray hit a 619 on Dom. And then classic Carlito, he spit the apple in Dominic's face. Thought that was hilarious. And then Savio Vega, he comes out. And then there's a bit of a delay with him out there. And then LWO comes out and they attack Judgment Day. And then Savio Vega, I think he attacked Finn Balor and they all go to the back. And then Bad Bunny applied the figure 4 on Damian Priest. And then Bad Bunny attacked Priest with a chair. And then he hit a Canadian Destroyer for the win. So yeah, pretty good match. Street fight. Always cool to see Carlito. All right, next up we got Bloodline, the Usos and Solo Sikoa versus Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Matt Riddle. Solo tags in. Twitter. There we go. Yeah, so Solo tags in. He hits an elbow strike on Sami, and then there's pretty much a slow pace in the beginning of the match. Not a lot happened. Fuck. Twitter. All right. And then yeah, so Solo tags in. He hit an elbow strike on Sami. Jay tosses KO headfirst into the steps in the back of his head. Shit looked brutal. And then Jey Uso hit a Samoan drop on Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn hit a Tornado DDT on Solo. And then Riddle got the tag, pretty much cleaned house. And then Matt Riddle tossed Jimmy across the ring from the top rope. KO hit a swanton from the top rope for a 2 count. And then KO hit a pop-up powerbomb on Jey Uso for a near fall. Sammy hit the blue thunder bomb on Jimmy for a 2 count. And then the Usos hit a double super kick after Sammy jumped off the top rope. And then so he gets in Sammy's face. He's like, "It's your fault for breaking up my family, man. It's your fault." And then Solo tags in aggressively. He's like slapped his chest, and then Jey tags back in. Sammy hit a Luba kick on Solo. And then Jey also attended for Jey, but he moved out the way. And then Solo teases a Samoan spike. Teasing a lot of tension with the bloodline. So he teases a Samoan spike on Jey Uso. Jey said, "You gonna hit me, Uso? You gonna hit me?" Jey Uso's hilarious, man. Solo hit the Samoan spike on Riddle for the win. So I thought for sure the Sami Zayn guys would win, but they lost. The Bloodline wins. And then Roman Reigns is expected back on SmackDown, so he's gonna bitch the Usos out. There's gonna be a lot of drama going on with the Bloodline right now. All right. Got the main event, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare versus Brock Lesnar. All right, so the match starts with Cody. Brock's doing his entrance or whatever. He's walking around the ring. Cody's like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna hit a suicide dive." He jumps on him, and then Cody hit Brock 3 times with the steel steps, and then he attacked Lesnar with a steel chair. Brock hit a German suplex. And then Brock hit a follow-away slam. And then he hit 3 more German suplexes. So Suplex City's going nuts in this match. Cody took off the top turnbuckle padding. And then Brock went to attack Cody. He moved out the way and got busted, started gushing blood everywhere. And then Cody hit the RKO. Michael Cole calling it a Cody cutter. It's fucking RKO, bro. Come on, man. Randy taught him that move. Cody Rhodes hit a crossroads twice. Lesnar kicked out, and then Brock went for the F5. He hit the F5 for a near fall, and then Brock locked in the Kimura. Cody countered it into a pin for the win. I like the finish to that. Should have been more decisive win for Cody Rhodes, but yeah, so it was obvious that he was gonna win. He's got to finish the story or whatever he keeps talking about. Shit. All right, so that was it for Backlash. We got Smackdown from the previous night, May 5th, 2023. All right, so Smackdown starts with LWO, Rey Mysterio guys. They come out, talking Spanish for a few minutes. Don't know what they said. And then Judgment Day comes out. Crowd won't let Dom talk again. Fucking got mega heat in this company. Won't fucking let the guy talk. And then so yeah, they make a match pretty much. Rey Mysterio and Zelina Vega face Dominic and Rhea Ripley in the main event of SmackDown. And then before Judgment Day leaves, little bitch ass Dominic slaps Rey Mysterio. This is hilarious. Yeah, so that was it for that. To set up the match for the main event. And then next up we had the OC versus the Viking Raiders. Gallows hit a power bomb on Ivar for a 2 count, and then Ivar hit a splash on Gallows for a near fall. And then OC hit the Magic Killer for the win. Didn't really care about this because Viking Raiders got drafted to Raw, so we'll see who OC feuds with next week. Hopefully they feud with somebody. All right, next up we got Bianca Belair. She comes out. She says if she wins against Io Sky at Backlash, she will become the longest reigning women's champion in the modern era. And Stupid Damage Control comes out, and then they attack Bianca. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez come out to help her fight off Damage Control. That was it for that. Backstage segment, Karrion Kross and Scarlett. They talk about Nakamura pretty much. That was it for that. And then another backstage segment, this time with the Bloodline, Usos and Solo. Usos are firing up Solo, and then man, did you hear that? My brother asked you a question. Solo says, "Tomorrow I will do my part. You will do yours." Building up more tension with the Bloodline between Solo and Jey. And then we got Street Profits. They went against Imperium. They really fucking care about that. Imperium got drafted to fucking Raw, and Street Profits is still a tag team. I thought they would split the Street Profits off. I guess not. All right, so got Cody Rhodes. He comes out. He's a segment by himself. He says, when I think of Lesnar, a different name comes to mind. The Gatekeeper. He says his old coach, Double A, Arn Anderson, used to tell him, when you were a star, when you reach the kingdom, Lesnar is standing in the way. In the gate to the kingdom. If you work for WWE, you never have to fight the best. You can go on the road and make a living and never have to fight Lesnar. Brock picked a fight with me. And then Brock has not explained to me why. Maybe at Backlash, when I beat it out of him, he'll explain why. Yeah, so they haven't. Brock still hasn't explained why you attacked Cody. So there's really no fucking story to this match. Kind of pointless, just a random match thrown out, or just made for the pay-per-view, I guess. Then he says tomorrow is Backlash, and I don't have any time to be afraid of Brock Lesnar. Tomorrow I will bring the pain. It's a fair fight. So he started getting fired up at the end of the promo here. Says it's a fair fight. This will be the place that I got back on the road, finishing my story. And that was it for that. Just set the match up for Backlash. All right, next up we got Nakamura versus Karrion Kross. 5-minute match. Nakamura countered the Cross jacket into an armbar. Kross hit a clothesline, and then Nakamura hit the Kinshasa for a win. Oh yeah, Nakamura got drafted to Raw, and Karrion Kross is on SmackDown, so this feud is pretty much done. It was even a feud. All right, next out we got main event. Rey Mysterio and Zelina Vega versus Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley. Rey hit a crossbody on Dom. And then Dom hit the Michinoku driver. Zelina Vega broke up the pin. Rey hit a 619, and then he went to the top rope. Finn Balor distracted Rey, and then Dominic hit two amigos, Eddie Guerrero suplexes. And then he went for the third one, and then Rey pinned Dominic for the win. After the match, Judgment Day beats the shit out of Rey, and then Bad Bunny and LWO come out to save Rey, and then everybody else is fighting except for Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. They're just squaring off in the ring. And then Dominic gets in between them. He runs in, and then Bad Bunny hits him with a kendo stick. So yeah, that was it for SmackDown. And then earlier in the day there was a press conference with Triple H. He announced there's going to be a tournament for the new World Heavyweight title on Raw. But the weird thing is they got SmackDown guys involved. He said it would be exclusive to the brand that Roman wasn't on, so it's confusing already. And he said there's going to be two triple threat matches on Raw tomorrow, and then 2 triple threat matches on SmackDown. Winner of the triple threat match is going to fight each other on Raw and SmackDown, and then the winner of the one-on-one match is going to fight for the title at Night of Champions. Then they didn't show who's in the matches, and they didn't show the brackets, none of that shit. So I'm probably going to go with Seth Rollins from Raw, come out on the Raw side, and AJ Styles on the SmackDown side. So it'll be Rollins versus AJ Styles, and then probably Rollins should win the match at Clash of Champions. So, see. All right, that was it for that. Backlash review and SmackDown reviews. Give y'all 2 reviews for this one. Yeah.